Good morning again, Manna Church. Welcome back to Morning Manna. Again, I'm Jeff Christensen, and I'm glad to be with you again. We've been talking this week about Jesus at the center, having Jesus at the center of our lives and what that looks like, some characteristics of living life that way. If you haven't watched the previous videos in this series, I encourage you to go back and do so. And today, I want to talk to you about bouncing back as a characteristic of a life with Jesus at the center. Having an accurate view of self is something that we talked about yesterday, and one of the things that it means is that we are aware of our own shortcomings. It's easy to become discouraged with our own sinfulness and character issues, and that discouragement can turn into a sense of actually getting lost, feeling lost and paralyzed in shame of sin, to the point where we can have a hard time finding our way out of that. Part of having a growing relationship with Jesus, where He is becoming the center, means that we need to do a couple of things here. First, we need to see ourselves as He sees us, forgiven, redeemed, and at peace with Him. And second, we need to realize that His pardon means our freedom to get back up and re-engage with Him and be cleansed from our sense of guilt and shame. 1 John chapter 1, verses 8 and 9 tell us here, if we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. So we see here that there is forgiveness of sin, and there is also a cleansing from unrighteousness. That sense of being not right with God, of having to remain far off from Him because we're too ashamed to come to Him. The freedom that Jesus provides means that we can bounce back and leave not only our sin, but also our shame behind. Putting Jesus at the center means that we're no longer trapped. We don't have to be enslaved by our shame and horrible thoughts and feelings about ourselves. There's freedom to look at ourselves a new way, look at ourselves God's way, as those He loves and is at work in. After all, if Jesus is at the center, then we know and we confess that what He says is true is always true. So there's no room for being stuck in self-loathing. Jesus says you're His, you're loved, you're accepted, and you're free. Don't decide to believe something different. Agree with what He says. God bless you, Manna Church. We'll see you back here tomorrow.